Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Because now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed. Looking, re-looking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out things that do not serve you must go. Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough, they don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are. Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost.
Yep, I'm hitting the bell. Wake up. Good morning. Wake that ass up, y'all. It is Monday morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris. I am so happy. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put on back there, but I'll figure it out. I wanted to get in here and move things along. We got a great show for you today. Of course we do. And it is Monday, the 6th day of February. I've got two guests for you today, Brenda Ring Wood and Terrence, Mr. Unstoppable Leftridge. They're both here talking about a wonderful conference coming up in just a couple weeks, and we're hoping you will join us, preferably in person, but virtually if it must be. Either way, get there if you can. Remember Olita Adams, that song? Yeah. Get there if you can. We're going to show you a lot of ways to do that. Before we get started, how was your weekend? Drop it in the comments. I'm not going to do, okay, I got a couple things I have to do, but I'm not going to do all of the announcements. I'll talk to you guys more about the new developments with the Romania tour coming up May 5 through 12. So we'll pick back up on that tomorrow. You know, I always give you an update on Mondays, but in lieu of something that I need to do this morning before we bring our guests in, and I don't want to cheat them out of their full hour. A lot of ground to cover there. And also vitamin D, you know, you get your weekly dose on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with D. Grant Smith. I'm going to move that for tomorrow. So we'll have it tomorrow, Wednesday, and then again on Friday. Okay, so don't worry. He's still going to be here. You're still going to get your daily dose of vitamin D with D. Grant Smith. But before I go any further, I wanted to just say what a wonderful weekend I had. I traveled to Michigan where I was speaking for the Michigan Department of Corrections, but I also stopped over at my foster father's house where I'm going to go to this side. Hello, Gene McGowan. Gene and his wife, Pat, were my 22nd foster home. If you guys know the story and you've seen the Gold Cast, and out of all 22 homes, Gene was the only father present in any of those homes. And so this weekend, we spent some time together. And if you see behind us, that is that Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. It's still got the plastic around it. It is not hung anywhere in this house or anywhere else, but it will be on loan at Gene's house for the next 6 months. I wanted that blessing to begin in the place that started me truly, in the mindset of you can be whoever you need to be to make a difference in the world. And we trust in you and we believe in you. And that was Gene and his wife and their two sons, Brett and Jeff. They are my family. And so that's what I did. So hats off, shout out. Make sure you go back and thank the people that have gotten you where you are today in your life. Honor your scars so that the stories that the scars are there to remind you of can honor you when you need it the most. Can I get an amen? Okay. So before I bring our guests in here today, I wanted to take a moment. I'm not going to use the person's name because they're not ready for this news to be public yet. But I got a call this morning while I was on the treadmill just about an hour ago from one of my coaching clients. And when she started working with me, I think just about 5 years ago, she found her way into our coaching family after having just buried her 13-year-old grandson, who was unfortunately lost his life to random gun violence. And she called me this morning, and that same boy's sister, 8.5 months pregnant, Thursday night, the father of the baby shot her in the back of the head, and she is currently brain dead, and they're hoping to try to save the baby. And, you know, you guys, it is in these moments when the world isn't watching where I believe God and the universe and whatever you ascribe to be greater than yourself really counts on us to do what we were destined to do in this world. And, you know, oftentimes, like that stuff you see back there on the wall, I was just telling Brian upstairs before I came down when I delivered the news to him when I got home from the gym, how, you know, people don't really get to see these types of the responsibility, the full responsibility. It's not just about the stages, like at the event that we're going to talk about today. It's not just about sitting in this chair every morning. It's not just about those covers or anything like that. It is about the responsibility that what is greater than, i.e. God, source, spirit, that responsibility that they count on us to fulfill in these moments, no matter how busy you are, no matter what you're in the midst of. When they send those souls to us that are hurting, we should never be surprised when we open the door to our classroom as teachers, the face of the student or the issue that the student is dealing with. We should never be surprised or in a hurry when we open our healing clinics, if you will, and the patient is there with something when we least expect it. And also, finally, as all of us ascend into our higher selves, as we master daily, getting rid of those things that do not serve us, so the things that are here to serve us have a place to sit. Never, ever, ever, never lose sight of, when you are becoming the master, that you're still the student. Take the lesson. Purpose is never about just one thing. And most importantly, God never makes a mistake. He's merely keeping your journey interesting, no matter how hard the situation may be. So please send your light, your love, some prayers up to this family in this most difficult time. This world is going to get a lot worse before it has a chance to get better. And it's going to get better. Truth and justice and love always prevail. But it is up to us to make sure that that will always be the moral of the story called life. So take that with you. Thank you. Today, like I said, we have Brenda Ring Wood and Terrence Leftridge here. We're going to talk about this conference coming up later in the month, not just a couple weeks away, actually, February 17th through the 19th in beautiful St. Louis, Missouri. So why don't we get things started? I'm going to give you, they have a promo video, of course, because Brenda always does it the right way. I just love the way this woman does everything. Seriously. So take a look and then we'll get them in here.
One of the best conferences of the year is finally here, becoming the Best You Conference. Join us live or virtually and hear from the greatest speakers in the country. Brenda Ring Wood, Terrence Leftridge, Stacey Wahey, Arcavius Armstrong, Dr. Lotus Richey, Regina Platt, Dr. Rick Fulton, Anthony Russo, Chuck Doyle, Dr. Ruben West, Jennifer Lauren, Jessica Moyer, Dr. Jowanda Rollins-Bells, Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, Indy Nam, Tracy Randolph, Isabel Black, Sarah Minguez, Jill Reynolds, Kevin Wilson, Tacony Prince, Definite Holly, Chuck Prison, Dr. Michael Freeland, Tommy Morgan, Prince Michael, James Griffin, Charlotte White, Aaron Page, Jeremy Nunez, Jeff Martinet Jr., Velton Showell III. Becoming the Best You Conference, February 17th through the 19th, 2023. Layton Plaza Hotel, St. Louis, Missouri. Get your tickets today.
Okay. Hey, you guys. Thank you so much for that. Welcome to the show, Brenda Ring Wood and Terrence, Mr. Unstoppable Leftridge. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Hey, it's an unstoppable day, Lauren. We're doing fabulous. Thanks for having us on the show.
Good. Terrence, are you at my coaching client, Brenda Tucker Jeffrey's house? Because I swear that's her living room. I've seen that living room every week for 5 years. I'm kidding. I know.
Keep it down. I don't want my wife to know.
Hey, But oh, that's really clever. How you have your books and stuff there.
Yeah. I always got to talk about what's going on, just like you have everything behind you.
I sure do. Well, listen.
I mean, everything.
Yeah, supposed to. But most of the stuff back there actually are my toys. I have a lot of toys. I got video games down here and all that kind of stuff. I believe in play. I believe in joy. I believe in laughter. Can I get an amen? Who likes that stuff out there? Put it in the comments.
Amen.
So, why don't we start with Brenda? Brenda, where are you today and what's going on in your life? Take just a moment to say hello personally to the audience, then I'll give Terrence the same opportunity, and then I'll bring you both back in and we'll go ahead and get this interview started. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, it's all you. Take it away.
Well, today, you see I've got some stuff going on in the background. I'm actually at a medical clinic because I have infusions that I get every 4 weeks. It's kind of something that happened due to cancer I had about 10 years ago. But, I'm so thankful to be here, and I'm thankful to be on the show. And thank you all for tuning in and watching. Lauren is an incredible man.
Oh, thank you, Brenda. We feel the same about you. Terrence, where are you in the world today? And say hello to everyone.
Well, once again, hey, it is an unstoppable day. I'm joining you guys from sunny South Florida this morning. And I just want to take a second to echo what Lauren said earlier and take a moment to send up light and love and prayers to that family that he talked about earlier. We definitely are living in a world of chaos, but we know that because he is able, we are able to come through this. So I'm sending my heartfelt prayers out to that family and for healing and restoration. But also happy to be here on Bathrobe Moments with Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris.
You're so funny. Thank you, Terrence. Listen, this is an opportunity today for everyone watching and all the people that will watch the replays as this goes down the rabbit hole known as the future. So I want you guys, Brenda, this is not the first BTBY event. It is actually, I believe, the second. Is that right?
It is. It's our second Becoming the Best You event. It is our actual third in-person event within a year that we did. We had a faith-based one in June.
So tell us what it's all about. I mean, we all know the words. Becoming the best you. A lot of people out there will promise, roads and content and opportunities and all kinds of things to help us all become the best you. But what makes what you all are doing so special and so different, so unique?
It's about change, and we gather this up to become an experience. So we gather the speakers, we gather the content, and any story that you can imagine is going to be on that stage. So there's something there for everybody. And people say, how come you do so many speakers? There's nothing worse than going to a conference and not resonating with people. But if you can walk out of a conference and have 10 people that you resonated with, now you've got change. And it is an experience. It is a life-changing weekend. And it was created for those people who are stuck in life, who need to get to the next level, don't really know how, need a better circle, need a better support system. It's a movement. It's not just a conference.
There it is. That's what I was hoping you'd throw out there. I absolutely resonate with that. That's how, and Terrence, you've been to the Power of We a couple times. And that's how we feel about that. Actually, I try to create that community within every branch of my brand. And so it's very important. And because a lot of people go and sit in those seats, upgrade, get the VIP and this and the other, and then they go home and nothing changes.
Yeah.
And I was committed to doing whatever I could to make sure that was not the case with my own events. And I see that you are doing it too. I'm so honored to be there. My first experience, I'm being baptized into the BTBY family this coming 16th. I get there on the 16th. But the experience for me started months ago when we agreed to do this together. And I just want to say how I know that this is the place for you coming up the 17th and 18th and 19th of the month because of all of the hard work, the attention to detail that I've experienced firsthand since committing to do this. So how many people, Terrence, I'm gonna throw this to you because I know I see you moving around, Brenda too, of course, but she's got so many other things going as well. When she's out of the house, It's you. You're the Mr. Garrett of Miss Garrett. Remember Mrs. Garrett with Tootie and all of them from
Yeah.
right, keeping things moving. So Terrence, tell us what your role is and why you became such an integral part of the BTBY movement.
Well, my role is actually just to be the helper. And Brenda reached out to me right shortly after this became a vision in her mind to take this movement out onto the masses where it was definitely needed, no matter what walk of life you are, whether you are just starting out on your journey to becoming the best you, or whether you've been working on it for a lifetime. There's going to be something at this experience. We don't call it a conference. We call it the BTBY experience. There's going to be something here that you need to experience in order to get to the next level of your greatness. There's no such thing as you are at your best moment and that's it. Each and every second, Lauren, is an opportunity for you to become a better version of yourself. And we just want to give you some tools, tips, and strategies from some of the stories of our speakers that have gone from all types of tragedies, trials, and tribulations up until the greatness that they are today, to help maybe that next person who's starting their journey make that journey a little bit easier on themselves as they go from good to better to the best version of themselves.
Absolutely. Now, I love the word movement, and we're going to go back to that, go back down the street just a bit, back the car up to that word, movement. It is an action word. It is. And a lot of people think they know what a movement is, but Brenda, that's a powerful thing to hang out as your what do you call that thing? Your shingle, if you will. And because I believe if you say it, you got to walk it. Now, what I love about the word movement, it's not just about, that's not for people who just talk the talk. That's for people who are ready to walk the walk. You don't have to be moving to talk. You can sit right on your ass, and a lot of people do, but not these people. So talk about what your hopes are for people once the books are closed on this coming event, what you hope they will take with them wherever they go to germinate, further grow, and nourish everything they're going to receive there that day. Why is it so important to you that people just don't come and sit and that's the end of it?
Well, they're not really wanting to change. So that means they don't think they need to. So if you don't apply it, then what good is it to come? And if you're not going to take that first step to make the changes, it's not going to work either. But I can tell you through this movement, I can give you people that you can talk to. Contact Isabel Black. She came to our first event. She didn't even know events like this existed. She had just finished a speaker's class, wanting to be a speaker, but didn't quite know the direction other than she wants to be the healer of humanity. And now she's got her own.
Is that all?
That's all.
That's all.
You sure she doesn't want to just work at Starbucks? I mean, that's a calling.
It's a calling.
It's a calling.
Yes, but now she's got her own platform. A year later, she's been doing this for 13 months in a row.
Yeah.
And then you can talk to Heather Davis, who's wanting to become a speaker. She's in that process. She's going to give us a little bit over lunch at this conference. Ask her how much her life has changed by being part of this movement. She has traveled the roads with me to St. Louis, to West Virginia. Isabel's been down to Atlanta with me, West Virginia, St. Louis. It is a true team of people. It is a circle for you to get encouragement, coaching. If you need help, we're here for you. If we can't do it, we're going to put you in touch with somebody that can, because we want to see you succeed. We're going to bring you with us. We're not going to step on you.
Amen. See? Now, Terrence, I know for a fact, I know how Terrence works. I do, because I've experienced it. Terrence walks around the event. He knows or gets to know every single person, even the people that work there. So Terrence, what is your take on all of the ingredients, if you will, that is being poured into this purposeful recipe that we're going to throw in the oven the 17th through the 19th and watch what comes out of it? What would you say to people if you no matter what you're doing, stop what you're doing and get yourselves to this event? Why?
Why? Because each one of the 35 speakers and each one of the 16 breakout opportunities is an opportunity to do what you just said earlier, to put BTBY into action. You know, becoming is an action word. It's not a noun, it's a verb for a reason. We want you to become the best version of you from the moment you walk through our doors on the 17th to infinity, not until after you leave, because after you leave, that's when the hangover hits. That's when you're not around all these motivating people that are helping you become the best you. That's when you have to go back home. You have to go back to your bathroom. You have to go back to your prayer closet. You have to go back to wherever you are, where you find that motivation to keep becoming the best you. And what I like about this is that we're not only speakers, we're individuals that are becoming the best version of ourselves as well. We
in
learn
real time
from the audience in real time. Every speaker is going to learn something from another speaker. Every speaker is going to learn something from someone in the audience. Every audience member hopefully will learn something from another audience member sitting at their table or their meet during the breakouts. We want this to not just be a conference. We want this, again, to be an experience of working to become the best you for everybody that comes in contact with our event that weekend. So that's the goal. The goal is to continue to foster an environment where you can become the best version of you long after the experience, the physical experience, has ended. Absolutely. And that's why we've created a community, a BTBY community online that we're going to ask people to join and stay in contact and connection with us. That's why we created a speaker academy for those people who know they have a story and want to share that story, whether it's to their neighbor or to 1,000 people in an audience. We've created that opportunity. And we've also are going to link all of our speakers' information out there. So if there's someone that you resonate with, you can get in contact with them. You can have a deeper conversation with them. You can impart some of their services so that that person can help you become the best version of you as well.
Perfect. Perfect. So here it is. Here it is. You guys, listen up. So clearly you all have taken on the heavy lifting of providing that continuing education, that follow-up, that sort of thing, so people don't have an excuse for, it's not like the Cinderella story where the event's going to turn back into a pumpkin when everybody goes home that Sunday. So, but there is a missing piece oftentimes that a lot of us, because we think there's some kind of a magic wand that's going to change everything for us. Let's talk about, if we could, and then I'd like to segue right into, give us a layout of just any day of the event so people can kind of picture what to expect. But what is one thing, I'll give each of you this question, give each of you a chance to answer. If people were going to do their due diligence and prep, get themselves ready, finding that willingness to bring what they already have, that's great, in order for this event to take it to greater, what kind of willingness mindset would you say people need to get into motion before they tune in or show up for this event in order to do their best and get the best from this experience? Brenda?
Take the blinders off. Take off your blinders. Have an open mind and be willing to accept that where you are now is not where you're going to stay. This is designed for you to move forward.
So for that person that just said, and I heard you out there, blinders, I ain't got on no blinders. I don't know what you're talking about. I see everything. What exactly do you mean? Give us an example. As one of, I think, are you talking about things like, I'm not worthy enough, or that doesn't happen to people like me, or I have too much trauma to dream to be what they're talking about? Tell us what that actually means to you.
I am telling you that it means get your butt off that couch and take that first step to change your life. Nobody's going to do it for you. Don't let fear stop you, and don't let what other people say stop you. They're not paying your bills.
That's all right. Good. Great info there. Terrence, what about you?
You know what? I am tapping into what she just said in terms of taking the blinders off. Also, you've got to recognize that many of us get stuck where we are because we have this foregone notion in our mind that this is the best it's ever going to get. It can't get any better than this. And for some people, the best it is for them is a tragic situation. But because they know the tragedy more than they know what the success may be on the other side of the door, they don't want to go through that door. They'd rather sit right where they are because they don't think it can get any better than that. So we ask you to open yourself to the possibilities of what if? What if your life could be better than what it is today? What if you just took one step forward? What kind of difference could that make in your life? That's what we're going to be talking about, because a lot of our speakers took that what if step. They decided that this was not the best thing for them, and they decided that they were going to take the blinders off. They were going to fight the fear and do it anyway and step out to truly become the best version of themselves. We don't have all the answers this weekend, but we have gone through some of the struggles. We have gone through some of the challenges. We have overcome some things that maybe someone in the audience is going to be dealing with that weekend. That one interaction is going to make the difference between what they thought was the best it could be into actually seeing how much better their life could be, because they took the step to either be in the room in St. Louis on February 17th through the 19th, or to join us from that locked space of their own home, their own place. And they just listened to the possibilities. So that's what we're really hoping for, that we will move people to move from where they are to where God created them to be.
There it is.
Mindset shift is what we're looking for. We want to change your mindset.
Absolutely. Get the ball rolling. Get on it. So when you both look at what you see on the screen there, hashtag valued life, from your own journey, Brenda, you first. Can you give us just a tad?
Yeah.
When you were sitting in that place dreaming of what you see on the screen and what it took for you to get off that couch you mentioned just a few moments ago.
I have always been a woman on the go, but I too struggled with low self-esteem as a teenager, and into my early adult years, and then even further trying to please my dad, my husband, my kids. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have their concerns, in mind when you're doing things. But at the same time, sometimes our family can be the most negative people in our life. They will stop you in your tracks. Yeah, I felt that I had to prove something. And I said, no more. I have a value. I have a worth. And nobody's going to tell me what my value is but me.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Terrence, hashtag valued life. What's it mean to you? And were you ever in that place of darkness where you thought, will I ever be able to live the life I dream? How'd you get out?
Oh, definitely. When you look at valued life, I switched the words around because life has value. And for many of us, we are existing instead of living. And I was that person. I was going through the motions for most of my adult life, getting up, going to work, coming home, eating dinner, going to sleep, getting up, going to work, over and over, that hamster on that wheel to nowhere. If I were to stand in front of a judge right now, Lauren, they would convict me of living an average life. I didn't want to do anything more. I didn't aspire to be anything else because I was trapped in what other people, like Brenda said earlier, what other people believed I was supposed to be. My aunt thought I was going to be the next Thurgood Marshall, so I started taking law classes. My grandmother thought I was going to be the next John Wayne. She used to call me the Duke when I was a little boy, so I took acting classes. So I was doing all these other things that other people thought I was supposed to be doing. But it was only until I tapped into my own belief system that I truly started to value my life and truly started to tap in to what the Creator destined my life to be. And that's who you see here today. Not perfect, but perfecting each and every day, trying to become a better version of myself each and every day. And that's the information that we want to impart to the people who show up to our event, that you, as long as you still have breath in your body, you can become that person that you were created to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I want people to get a snapshot, if you will, coming up right after the brief break we're going to take here. I want to go in and allow our guests today to run down a little bit of what you can expect, either virtually or hopefully in person, coming up the 17th through the 19th in St. Louis at the Becoming the Best You conference. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Don't you dare go away. This is the perfect time to bless someone by sharing this broadcast out. We'll be right back.
For a number of years, the Negro passengers on the city bus lines of Montgomery have been humiliated, intimidated, and faced threats on this bus line. Just the other day, one of the fine citizens of our community, Mrs. Rosa Parks, was arrested because she refused to give up her seat for a white passenger. Mrs. Rosa Parks was arrested, taken down to jail, taken from the bus, just because she refused to give up her seat. At present, we are in the midst of a protest, the Negro citizens of Montgomery, representing some 44% of the population. 90% at least of the regular Negro bus passengers are staying off the buses, and we plan to continue until something is done.
Because of Rosa Parks, we can face our fears and boldly walk in the direction of our dreams. Because of them, we can.
Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. So glad you're here. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harrison. Black History Month, and that was our Black History moment for today. And remember, look at what can happen just from living your truth, even when you're being thrown off of a bus, right? Do you think Rosa knew in that moment that she would be honored for generations to come because of doing what she felt in that moment when no one was watching? But now the world will watch her forever. Think about it, right? So, Becoming the Best You is here today with Brenda Ring Wood and Terrence Leftridge. But before we get a man couple, I have to do it or I won't keep the lights on. Brand new sponsor this week, Fairlife. Fairlife Nutrition. I got to read the notes because I don't have it memorized yet. 30 grams of protein, only 2 grams of sugar, 150 calories in each one of these little babies, 8 natural occurring vitamins and minerals in each one. You can find them all over the place, your local grocery, Costco for one, maybe even at your local health club. If not, go online to fairlife.com and check out the plethora of good for you nutritional supplements available. And also V8. You already know, I love it. It's here every day. 60 calories in every one of these. 100% vegetable juice from concentrate. Easy to find. Head down the local juice aisle in your local grocer and you'll find it. V8. Don't wait until it's too late. Get yours today. Thank you to both of today's sponsors, bringing back Brenda Ring Wood and Terrence, Mr. Unstoppable Leftridge. Welcome back to the show. Before we went to break, I asked if you could kind of, storyboard a typical day coming up at your conference, the 17th through the 19th in St. Louis, Becoming the Best You. What can people expect? Take us through it.
Well, people can expect to do some work. This is not one of those conferences where you're just going to come and you're going to sit on your hands and you're just going to listen to us pontificate what we know. We're going to ask you from the moment we start to have your pen and to have your paper, to have your favorite note-taking tool, because we know note takers are change makers. And even those change makers turn into money makers, because the hand is the digital recorder for the mind. So we're going to start you in that action from day one. From the moment you walk in the room, you're going to be working on becoming the best version of you. We'll be doing that with little mind teasers. We're going to be doing that with networking in between the speakers. And we're going to do that because each one of the speakers is going to be coming to you with a specific tool, tip, or strategy that they've used to become the best version of themselves. So each and every day, you'll be getting those three components where we're going to not only feed your mind, we're going to feed your soul, and at some point during the day, we'll actually feed your stomach as well. What else, Brenda?
Oh, you summed it all up, but we have entertainment.
Yes.
We have a band that's coming. We have comedian that's coming. We even have a guy that is also a comedian going to introduce the comedian, Mr. Dr. Smiley, Ken Rashawn.
Yes.
And then we have poetry, breakout sessions, you name it, it's there. And dancing, live DJ. And Dr. Michael Freeland, not only is he a great speaker, but he brings the experience when he does the event. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, this isn't just a party at the and I already know because I was shopping yesterday online for a shirt for your black tie gala. Talk about that if you could.
Well, we're going to start off doing some fun catwalk stuff that Terrence does, where the women get to show off their pretty dresses and the men get to do their thing. Last year, the men beat us. They beat the women pretty doggone. I mean, it was.
Are you surprised?
Oh, you better watch out this year, though. You better watch out.
So it's just some of everything. It's I was looking at the agenda. And I was like, oh, I know that person. Who's that? So I started looking. Now, a lot of people, they see like we showed the promo and they don't take the time to jot the names down or that sort of thing to really immerse themselves in the opportunity or the potential they're in. Brenda, is there a website that people can go to so that they can check it out from top to bottom, or as the kids say, from the rooter to the tutor?
That's right. ComeChangeYourLife.com. And we call it that because we want you to come change your life. Simply said, simply put, you will walk out of there with a changed mindset. And if you don't, you might need some counseling.
Well, why didn't you just call it, Come Let Us Change Your Life?
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a trick question. It's a trick question.
It was a trick question because nobody can change you but you.
Because we can't do it for you.
That's right.
You got to do it for yourself. We can, they say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. That's the same thing. We can take you to the promised land of what it takes to become the best version of you, but you've got to tap into it. And I love acronyms, Dr. Harris. So let me just tell you what that acronym TAP stands for. It stands for Take Action Personally. My mama can't make me the best version of myself. Brenda can't make me the best version of myself. Even the great Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris can't make me the best version of myself. At all. I got to do it for myself.
Right. Now, one of the things I always say is a great thing to do in preparation for fully squeezing every drop of the opportunity towel. We need to be not good stewards of all that we are blessed with, but great stewards, which means do your homework, do your due diligence. In other words, the first thing is, a lot of people go, I'm going to go see what they have. No, when I'm sitting in those seats, I look at what is it I need right now. And then I go looking to see if it could be anywhere within that opportunity. So
let's talk about this. Do either one of you feel like there is something you're looking forward to finding to implement within your own personal mindset of becoming the best you? Because, see, a lot of people think, oh, well, they're pulling off the event, they're staging it, they've created it. Well, they don't need anything, they're already there. How true or not true is that statement? That question's for both of you.
You know, for me, I never stop learning. And there is some, it's kind of like reading the Bible. You know, you read a passage one day and it means something completely different than when you read it the next, because I'm going through something different right now. So that verse means completely different level of depth to me. Not that the meaning has changed, but there's a depth to it now. I associate with it differently. And that's what happens when you go to hear a speaker. They reach the depths of you that you couldn't reach on your own.
Oh, great point. Got to ring the bell on that. Terrence, same question for you.
This event, BTBY, Becoming the Best You, is bigger than me. It's bigger than Brenda. It's bigger than Lauren. It's bigger than everybody that's associated with this. And that's the scary thing, because when you dream a big dream, you have no idea what's going to come of it. And that can be scary, but challenging at the same time. So I am challenging myself with this event to grow and learn more about putting on events, to grow and learn of what is working and what isn't working for the audience, because it's not about us that's on stage. It's about those people in the seats that are going to look at our event and judge us by what we did or didn't do at our event, in helping them with the big, bold claim that you can become the best version of you by being here. So it's all about the growth. You guys are in the same age range as I am. So you know the Hair Club for Men commercial that says, I'm not only the president, I'm a member. Well,
Right.
We're not only the founders of this, we are members working on becoming the best version of ourselves as we help others become the best version of themselves each and every day. So that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Great answers from both of you. I'm going to pivot here just a little bit. I like to, bring things out of the shadows that people don't ordinarily get the opportunity to experience. So let's talk about this one. Brenda, I know it's going to resonate with you, maybe even more so than Terrence, since this was originally birthed through your calling in this world. What I'm getting at is that what we go through when we have the vision, when it is coming through us and not from us, and the responsibility we feel when we agree. See, many are called, few are chosen, but of those who are chosen, everybody would be shocked if they realized just how few will choose in return, because it's a huge responsibility. And talk about those nights, both of you, where you're putting all this work in, you got all these things, you want everything to be as perfect as it can be so that people can really truly change their lives. And you lay there and you go, oh, please, I wonder if anybody's gonna come. Why isn't it so glaringly obvious to them like it is to me? Talk about those concerns, and why do you think that weighs so heavily on our spirits as the influencers charged with these types of things?
It breaks my heart when people don't see their true potential. They'll drop $100 here or there just to go out to eat, but won't spend $300 on themselves that can make them $3,000 more
in
than that.
a moment.
Yes, bingo. And they don't understand that sometimes you have to turn that light switch on. You say, what do you mean I'm not in the dark? You might not be in some areas, just like your house. There's doors closed and there's certain rooms that you don't go in and the light's off. But when you go into that room and you turn that light on, you see a whole different view. You see a whole different room vision of that house. And you might actually like it. You might like it. You might like that furniture, that bedspread. You might like the clothes that are in the closet.
I love it. Terrence?
As an accountability coach, I'm always keen about people taking account and taking action. Many of us in this world, up to a couple of years ago, thought we had all the time in the world.
Asababaka. If I could speak in tongues, that's what would come out of my mouth. Boy, are you right.
But
Yeah.
the last couple of years, if they have not shown us anything else, it's that time is promised to no one. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not promised. All you have is today, which is the present. And that's why they call it a gift. And we would be remiss if we weren't good stewards of our gifts as influencers, our gifts as healers, our gifts as messengers, our gifts as children of the Most High who have been charged with the responsibility and an accountability to do what we have been set on this earth to do. And that's become the best version of ourselves and help somebody else along the way. That's how important this is. That's why I don't take this as a Brenda thing. I don't take this as a Terrence thing. I don't take this as the 35 other people who, in most cases, have donated their time to be at this event, because we all know it's not about us.
Right.
It's about where we are in the world right now and what we are charged to do to help others help themselves.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take that a step further. So, look at somebody that's incarcerated and they're looking out their window and all they see is the razor wires and the bars and the concrete. But then the other person sees the sun and the green tree peeking out over the barbed wire and
over the same barbed wire.
Yes. They see the possibility where the other person says the woe is me. They only see what's in front of them. They can't see beyond it.
One person sees what's keeping me in. The other person sees why I need to get out.
Get out. Exactly.
But let's also add to the other part. The person who sees the barbed wire and the person who sees the bright tree outside their window, both of them can both feel trapped.
Yes.
Like they can't get out of that spot where they are. Just because the scenery outside the window looks different doesn't mean that the feeling inside isn't the same. People are trapped in physical prisons. People are trapped in mental prisons, which is stopping them from becoming the best version of themselves. And we want to, like Brenda said earlier, we want to take off the blinders that keep you blind to the fact that there is more beyond those barbed wires for you. Once you do your time, you still can be the best version of yourself. There is more for you outside of that window with trees and sunshine, but you feel trapped like a cloudy day on the inside. There is more for you on the other side if you take off the blinders and allow us to impart on you some of our wisdom, some of our knowledge, some of our stories that helped us BTBY so that you can BTBY too.
There you go. Listen, we have just about 3 minutes left, and before we get out of here, Brenda, please take a moment, or Terrence, either one. This week all the way up till Thursday. BTYB is kind of taken over Bathrobe Moments. Tomorrow, we have Velton Show the 3rd. On Wednesday, the 8th, Dr. Lotus Richey, and then Aaron Page rounding things out on Thursday. Give us just a little taste of what these three are bringing to not just Bathrobe Moments, but to your event coming up the 17th through the 19th in St. Louis.
Well, I'll discuss Dr. Lotus Richey. She's a friend of mine. She has been a big supporter of Becoming the Best You from early on, and she brings the heat. And when I say bring the heat, how do you cook? You got to bring the heat, right? And nothing's going to get done or prepared if you don't bring the heat. And sometimes bringing the heat, people look at that as a negative thing, but sometimes you have to bring the negativity into the picture to see how to not be that person anymore. You have to face it. And she's just raw. That's what she does. And then Erin has a heartful message. She's all about the heart and how it connects with everybody around you and your vibrations that you're sending out and how you should be treating people and how you should view where you are in your life. I'll let Terrence talk about Velton.
Well, Velton Shaw is a dynamic business entrepreneur with over 30 years of sales experience in the hospitality management industry. And he knows that in order for you to become a leader of many, you first have to become a leader of one. You have to be a leader of yourself. And then he talks about how you can create a culture of champions, a culture of which everybody works with everybody to become a greater community. It's not the team of me, it's the team of we. And Lauren, you know the power of we. When we all come together and create a culture of champions, then we can ignite and take flight with a heart-centered focus. And that's what you're going to get this week if you stay tuned to Bathrobe Moments as the BTBY takeover takes over the airwaves.
Absolutely. Listen, thank you both for coming in today and giving us just a brief peek. But if you want the full view, head over, you see it scrolling along the bottom, to comechangeyourlife.com. Now, we want you, because this isn't a one and done. If you want to find out more about the wonderful Brenda, head over. This is actually the name of her brand new television show coming in March, From Felon to Fabulous. Go to FromFelonToFabulous.com and you'll find out that and a bunch more. And Terrence, if that's your jam, head over to UnstoppableCoaching.com. Listen, we're going to keep that up on the screen right there. I want you guys to get out and become the best you today. And I commission each of you to do the same thing. Listen, I promise I'll meet you out front tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central, on the front porch, so that together we can have yet another illuminated conversation, change ourselves so that we can change someone else or help them too, like they said here today. Any final words before we go from either of you?
Get your ticket. Virtual tickets are only $45. If you can't come in person, get a virtual. You can watch it anytime you want. It will make a difference.
It sure will. Terrence?
Absolutely. You know, whether you come see us in person or whether you see us from the comfort of your room, wherever you are in the world that day and every day, don't just make it a great day. Make it an unstoppable day.
There you go. Listen, y'all, get out of here. Go and live your best life today. And remember, if you feel like no one in the world loves you, guess what? That ain't true, because I absolutely adore you and ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you tomorrow right here on your next installment of Bathrobe Moments. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks, you guys. Thanks so much.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine.